Assalamualaikum, good morning. I want to present our paper, Transition to Microservices in the Project. We are Malik Kusumadio, Rahmadia Trias Handayanto, Retno Nugroho, and Ina Ekawati. I am Rahmadia Trias, will present this paper. We are from Computer Engineering from Islam 45, Bekasi, Indonesia. This is the outline. I will give the introduction, next to the problem, and then method, and result and discussion. Also the final is conclusions. This is the introduction for our paper, the Indonesian government in doing the project usually based on term of reference or called kerangka acuan kerja or KAK in Indonesia, because there is a lag between the manual project with the implementation. Maybe there is some new policy, and the project team should accommodate this policy in the system. And so this is the source of the problem when doing the project. In this paper we use the ATR BPN project as the case study. And this is the problem. First, the one data policy should be implemented in every department. Also, there is a need to microservices, and also the data center for every department have their own policy that should be carried out, but for every project. And also there is a single sign-on that must be implemented in every application. This problem is there is a incompatibility between the term of reference or KAK with the policy. So we have some methods to address the problem. First, use the microservices architecture or MSA to solve the problem, and also we use the object-oriented system analysis design as the main framework of design, and we use the BPN as the case study. First, for the microservice, the microservices is an approach to develop a system contain some small services that running independently and communicate lightly using the API. Microservices can be built from the beginning or using conversion from monolithic or from one big code base into the microservices. In this study, we use the second approach because in term of reference, we don't need to be microservice, only monolithic, but there is a new policy that want us to create the microservice. So we use the analysis of the boundary context to choose what is the part of the process that can be separated in microservice. Second method, we use the object-oriented software analysis and design. We use the use case driven Object-oriented system analysis design is content of use case driven, incremental, and architecture centric. So we use the use case diagram to implement it as the business function, and class diagram to prepare the database design or scheme, and then to describe the behavioral system we use the sequence diagram. This is useful for the programmer to create the user interface. This is the result. In design, analysis and design, we implement or we use the computer-aided software engineering tools, enterprise architect. There is a use case driven. In every use case, we have to create the sequence, to make the how the system work, and also for the programmer, they can create the user interface and database and also the process. This is the use case of the sample for BKH. BKH is the forest boundary. This is the sequence of the single sign-on, because we create the 4 applications that must be one single login. So if your user want to sign in for each application, he or she have to log in, go to the login page first, and then they input the user and password, and then there is a authentication process after submitting, and then they get the data and then they validate. If success, the process will open the application. This is if you want to open the A application, for example, it will be A homepage. For B application, B homepage, and etc. So in single sign-on, we create one microservice for single sign-on. This is the figure how single sign-on work. If you want to application 1, 2, 3, 4, or for mobile, you can only one login. And then for data center, there is one policy for single sign-on. For example, password should be encrypted, password do not appear on screen, save password history at least 3 previous password, and warning for 3 times error, etc. This is from data center policy, Pusdatin, in ATR BPN. And then this is for the another service, for example, in particular for one data policy. So one data policy is avoid the redundancy of data. So only one department, one division that you create the data is the owner. So everyone only retrieve the data. So we use the API service for outside data. For example, the employment data service, and also for GIS based application, PDP and BKH, for example, this base map, and this is the base environment, forest boundary. The base map should be from the environment department. So from Bureau of Geospatial, Indonesian Bureau of Geospatial, the best map of Indonesia usually. And then also this is from the outside using the API service, employee data from the API service, etc. And also single sign-on, we have to separate it from this its application. We have 4 application: environment system, SP, BKH, and PDP. And then finally we have to follow also the data center. There is the network attached storage and also storage area network that can be implemented in our deployment. For example, the network attached storage is useful for big data. Data content terabyte, 100 terabyte, and the SAN is high speed storage using the RAID for the application. So user can use this fast application using the SAN. And NAS also useful for if some user want to retrieve raster data, maybe there is 1 or 2 gigabyte, you have to download using the NAS for large data. So we implement a combination of monolithic, because we because we have to follow the term of reference or KAK, and also we use microservice to new policy for the current policy. And this is the conclusion for our paper. One data policy does not allow redundancy data, so we use the API service from the share data for other department. Boundary contact analysis has been implemented in our paper for choosing the appropriate service as microservice. And also for single sign-on, we create also the microservice for every user want to log into all application. Okay, I think enough for me. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.